Hi guys, it's Elena from EMP. Hi guys, I'll wait a bit until you guys tune in. So I hope you're all well, and thank you so much for joining our first EMP Isolation Conversations. So our first guest for the EMP Isolation Conversations is going to be Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Deadman, and he will be joining us today, so we're super excited to have a chat with him. And during our chat, we're going to answer some of your questions as well, so make sure you leave your questions in the comments. So at the end of our little chat, we're going to go through your questions and answer some of them as well. So yeah, we're super excited. Thank you again for joining our first EMP Isolation Conversation. We're going to have more to come, so keep an eye on this space. And yeah, so we're very excited for our chat with Tyler today. So let me just add him to the chat. Waiting for the connection. It's just so weird to talk alone. Hi Tyler.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really exciting to have a chat with you.
Of course. It's what is it, about 5 p.m. where you are?
Yeah, 5 p.m. Yeah.
So dinner for you and breakfast for me.
Just tea time for us. And
That's right.
so yeah, how's the isolation going so far?
It's not bad. You know, it's interesting because being in a rock band, we tour so much. So we actually are used to traveling and being around a lot of people. So then when we're home, we actually don't do very much. So I was talking to our drummer and he said, yeah, it's really not much different than what we're used to when we're home. We just kind of sit around and do nothing. But yeah, it's getting, definitely getting itchy to get out and do some stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah. So your new album, Say Nothing, came out at the end of January. And let me say, it's really good. I love it. And
Thanks.
and my favorite track is Wall Keep Spinning. And so yeah, I just wanted to hear from you, how do you keep your word from your word spinning while you're in quarantine?
Yeah, well, for me, it's I just actually did some yoga right before I got on here. Like my yoga ended at 8:57 a.m. So I was able to finish it. So that's what I do. I think sticking with the routine, having a schedule and plan out some stuff. I think that the days that get weird are the ones where I have nothing to do and I feel like I don't know, I'm so bored. So, but music also is great. Sometimes I just go for a walk and I listen to some music. That really helps too. It really is nice to get outside and just go for even a short walk around the block.
Yeah. So the lyrics from some of the songs, especially from the new album, are very strong, and they can be they're very powerful, especially in this current situation. For example, We'll Keep Spinning. I think it can talk to people, especially right now. So do you have any tips for people that maybe are struggling a bit with mental health in this situation? What would you suggest them to do? What to focus on?
Well, I try to stay positive. One of the things I've been trying to tell friends is, to try to actually stay off the news. I find that the news is actually not helping. They tend to always want to create fear and panic. And did you hear it? So I always get texts and stuff from friends saying, did you hear this could last another 18 months or it's going to come back and be worse? And I'm like, it doesn't help us. Let's think happy thoughts. So, and try to stay in the day. I always find don't think about what we're doing in a month. Just think about today and short-term stuff will be healthy mentally and emotionally, I think, too.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially with the fear of the unknown that is going on right now, I think it's really important to focus on take this day by day, really. And,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So post quarantine, who is the first person you want to hug?
First person I want to hug?
Yeah.
It's tough for me because I don't know, probably my mom.
Mm.
I would think, or my dad or sister. They live in another country, so they're already far away. But we communicate quite a bit. I've been playing some Scrabble and Yahtzee with my sister and dad over FaceTime. But
Yeah,
yeah, so it's kind of weird. It almost feels like, you know, you're in prison or something. So yeah, it'd be nice to see them.
nice. Yeah, I feel like blessed technology, right now. Like my family is in Italy, so like, you know, like yeah, FaceTime and stuff like this really makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's like the first place you want to visit when this is over?
Um, you know, I was texting with a friend and saying because he loves Hawaii. Actually, he goes to Hawaii and he's obsessed with snorkeling and stuff. And so I texted him and said, dude, as soon as this thing's over, let's go to Hawaii. He's like, I'm down. He's all super pumped now. He wants to get it going. So maybe Hawaii. It's kind of the closest. For me, it's about
Yeah,
a 5-hour flight. So
yeah, that's a good plan.
yeah.
And the first friends you want to hang out with?
Oh, I have a couple friends that are here in town that I kind of always hang out with. So I've already kind of driven past and said hello. So I'll probably see them as soon as it's over. Probably go have a game night or go out somewhere, have some drinks or something. So definitely looking forward to that.
And what's the first band you want to see live?
The first band I want to see live is Us, Theory. It's as much as I'd love to go see other bands, I mean, the one thing that we miss is playing live, and it just, yeah, we're just sitting patiently waiting to hear when we're going to be able to play live again. So yeah, definitely, I want to see my bandmates beside me on the stage. That's what I want to see.
Well, we want to see you too. So hopefully, you know, this is over soon and you guys can come to the UK and we can have like a face-to-face interview next time, maybe.
100%. Yes, man. We were supposed to be there in June. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, your tour has been postponed, of course, because of the current situation. So as you said, you guys can wait to be on the road. But talking about tour, like, can you share like your funny on the road story, sorry?
a funny story
Funny on the road story.
on the road story. Oh man, there's quite a few. I mean, sometimes we'll do pranks and stuff, but not as much anymore. But yeah, I don't know. There's always something funny every day, something going on. Usually me and a crew guy named Harry, we're usually the two pranksters, jokesters on the tour. But there's been some weird stories, like stuff with fans. Like I don't know if it's very funny, but it's we had a fan years ago that she was coming show to show, and we couldn't figure out how she was getting to the shows, but we didn't really think much of it. And then we found out, I guess, during the night, she was actually hitching a ride by traveling on the back of our tour bus, like holding on.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, and I guess in the middle of the night, I
Yeah.
guess we were asleep, but I guess our tour bus pulled off to get gas or something, and the bus driver saw someone jump off the back of the bus and roll off into the and she came to the next show and we called the police. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's pretty dangerous. But
Yeah,
yeah, there's
it's
some weird
dangerous.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's
That's a
dangerous,
good,
but
it's
it's
good.
commitment.
It's commitment. Yeah, there's a fan right. I do not recommend it though.
No,
Please
yeah,
don't ride the
definitely.
back of a tour bus.
If anyone watching has this idea, don't do it. Don't.
Yeah,
It's dangerous.
take an Uber or something.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite way to pass time between gigs?
Oh, you know, I'm big into golf, believe it or not. Me and I got a bunch of friends that play golf. A couple of guys in the band, Dave and Dean, we play golf too, and so usually it has to be in the summer. So we were looking forward to that as well, on some of the days off to go maybe play around, and we'll just go and find a place in any town. Me and Dean were playing golf I think it was last fall on a day off, and we were just some random town, and we went to go play at some golf course. Like, oh, we're all full, so you can't play. We've got some tournament. And we're like, oh, okay. Do you know if there's anyone else to play? So he's like, yeah, you can go to this place. It's about 5 miles from here. So we took a cab and we got there and we played the first hole. And I'm like, we played here before. Out of all the cities we've been to, we actually somehow ended up at a golf course we'd actually played at before on tour. The weirdest
That's amazing.
experience.
That means you guys tour a lot and play.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are the album or artists that you've been listening to the most during quarantine?
The most? Oh man, it's all over the place. I was actually listening to some Halsey the other day. I like Maggie Rogers. Do you know Maggie Rogers? She's really good too. And then I'll go back and listen to some stuff that I listened to when I was younger, like some U2, some Peter Gabriel. I was listening to the new Nine Inch Nails yesterday that came out, so which I think is really cool. So I was listening to some of that. So it's all over the place for me.
Okay. And do you have any up and coming band you would recommend for people to keep an eye out for? Up
and coming? Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know. I wish I had this written down. I'm always trying to pimp my friends' bands. So I can't think of anything right now. I wish I could. I feel bad.
No worries. Next time. If you could be a superhero for a day, who would you be and what would you do?
Who would I be? I think Superman is always the good one. People always have this argument about Batman versus Superman, but I'm like, yeah, but Batman is just like a dude with a bunch of gadgets. I'm always a Superman. I'm the Superman because he's an alien and he actually has superpowers. Like he can actually like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I don't understand. Like he actually can turn back time and crazy stuff. So I think I'd be Superman, and I would probably go help some people.
Yeah,
be nice.
Spend a day being the superhero. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. And how about a supervillain?
Oh, supervillain. You know what? Like I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I was talking the other day with a guitar player in our band about how it's just the villains always have better powers and stuff. So with Star Wars, the Sith, which is like Darth Vader.
I mean, can you see? I don't know if you can see him, but it's my PlayStation controller thing.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
So, yeah.
So I probably would be my supervillain, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sith powers are just like way better than Jedi powers. So yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what's your guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure? Oh man, you know what? My guilty pleasure song actually used to be Katy Perry. I used to listen to Katy Perry when I went to the gym.
Oh, really?
And I do cardio, listen to Katy Perry. Or who's the girl that does the Chandelier song?
Sia.
Sia, or listen to like Sia is really good for a gym, like cardio stuff. So those are my guilty pleasures.
That's cool. I wasn't expecting Katy Perry, to be fair. So do you have any hidden talent?
Hidden talent? You know what? I do have a hidden talent. My mom's not watching this, probably. So I'm making my mom a rug.
Oh my God, that is
for
so
Mother's
cool.
Day.
Oh, she's gonna love that.
So it's you can't see it, but it's a horse. She has a bunch of horses, so I'm gonna make her a horse rug. So my talent is actually knitting.
Nice. I think especially with isolation and like loads of time in your hands, like I guess it comes handy.
It's going to take forever though. I didn't realize that the job at hand it's going to take. I texted my mom and said, "Mom, your Mother's Day's gift is going to be late because this is going to take me like a month, I think, to do."
I mean, are you taking commissions? Because there's people in the comments saying that they want one.
I thought about it. I could do because you can actually probably get these made where they just print like like a photo of something. You could probably do custom ones, and then you could do like a theory one or probably. I don't know. Yeah, I could probably do some fan ones. That'd be a little weird. But...
To be fair, like that would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on your page in case, like, you start to like a Etsy profile where you're selling.
Yeah, knitted goods, wool sweaters knit by Tyler. Yeah.
I guess it depends how long this goes on for.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been like writing new songs or working on some new music?
No, not yet. I mean, I'm definitely getting a lot of calls and emails about writing and stuff. But not yet. I think for me, it's kind of like I have this dichotomy of touring and writing, and so
Yeah.
we just finished. We released our record in the end of January.
Yeah.
So I usually feel like the catharsis of all that. I feel great now. I don't feel the need to. So I mean, I rarely just write to write. So I think I can kind of tell myself maybe in the fall I'll start writing new stuff again. Yeah. So I've got some time.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll be able to go back on the road soon and like promote your album, because it's like a really great album and I really can't wait to hear some of the songs live. So
yeah, and like I said, we were supposed to be doing download in June, so we're definitely disappointed with that. Yeah, so hopefully hopefully next summer we can come back download.
Yeah, finger crossed. Can you tell us a bit about the album? Like, what's your favorite song from it? Like lyrically and like,
Well, we had so much fun making the record. There was a really cool moment where we got to visit Abbey Road, which was walking distance from the studio we were at. So a few of us walked up there. The studio manager used to work there, so she's like, "You guys want to go for a tour? Just let me know." We're like, "Tomorrow?" She's like, "Sure." So we went up there in the morning, and they gave us like a private tour of Abbey Road, and they were actually doing the music for Downton Abbey while we were there, which is my mom's favorite show. So we did a tour of Downton Abbey, and it kind of got us all creative and excited. And we went back to the studio, and there's a song called Ted Bundy, which is a very straight ahead kind of rock song. And after going to Abbey Road, we were just like, I could kind of talking to our producer Martin about how great it was, and the Beatles recorded all these hits there, and so he's like, let's make a Sgt. Pepper kind of feel with Ted Bundy. So we totally changed the song and put a bunch of like trumpets and trombones. There's a tuba in there. So that was a really fun moment in the studio. So Ted Bundy is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's really groovy. I like it. And lyrically, like, which one is your favorite?
That'd be World Keeps Spinning. That one's a very personal song. Rarely do I admit to stuff being about me. But that one definitely is about anxiety and isolation, actually, just kind of feeling alone all the time, which is, the irony of it now is it's very timely, that song.
Yeah.
So it's a little creepy, but I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to that right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I definitely can, and like, yeah, it's a great song. That's why it's my favorite from the album, like, because of like the lyrics. That's so powerful. So yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Cool. So let's see some of the questions that people asked. Let's see what we could answer to. Oh my god, so many comments. Okay, let's see what we can do. I don't know where to start from. So there's sorry guys, bear with me.
Someone says hi.
People say hi. People say that the new album is awesome. People are asking like, what you've been listening to, but we already kind of answered to this. People want you to go to El Paso.
El Paso.
Yeah,
we haven't been there in a while. That's a good town.
So
Texas, baby.
That's where you can go next then, El Paso.
Yeah, I always know going to El Paso, you have to drive through this like checkpoint. I think it's for fruits and vegetables or something. Yeah. But that's a good town. There's good people there. We played there quite a few times.
Nice. So people are waiting for you there as well. People from Brazil as well watching.
We get a lot of people comment from Brazil and Argentina. That is the last place that we've really never been, other than like Italy. We haven't been really to the Mediterranean or anything like down there. That and South America. South America would be like, love to go there because it's such a big trip. We would love to come to Italy and Spain and stuff. That would be a lot easier to do because we could just continue it. Like we'd go place Europe and then head down there. So yeah, a lot of comments from South America, I notice.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with London after doing 2 records? What do you like doing there? I love London. I could live there. I enjoyed it immensely. We would stay in houses. Me and Dave, the guitar player, would stay in one place, and the guys would stay in another. So we would just live there. Like we wouldn't. At first, management thought they were going to put us in hotels. We're like, no, we can't live in a hotel for 7 weeks. Like it will go crazy. So we just had a house, and like it was like housemates. So Dave would be like, "I'm making pizza for dinner. You want some pizza?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we go to the grocery store and buy ingredients and stuff. So that was fun. Just we'd watch a lot of English television. Like me and Dave started getting into snooker, and we had no idea what was going on. There's different colored balls. That and we got into the Sunday roast was a big one. The first thing we did is like every Sunday we would go to a different pub and try their Sunday roast, and then we would like kind of critique it and be like, the meat was pretty good, but the it was a little dry, but so we would find I think there's one place we found was the best, and we went back to a couple of times.
In which area were you staying? Do you remember?
We stayed in the first time we were in Kensal Rise, which is just above Notting Hill, and then Maida Vale. I was me and Dave were staying the second time in Maida Vale. Oh, it's
such a lovely area there.
Yeah. So, and which is pretty close to where Abbey Road is. Yeah. So and it was great. We got to actually know some local shop owners, and we would just walk to the studio, and believe it or not, the weather was great. We were there in March or April, and the weather was great. We lucked out.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It rains a lot in London, but I think like people from abroad think it does all the time and it's always great, but it's not always so bad.
Well, I mean, I grew up in Vancouver, so it's the same weather. It rains a ton, but I noticed like when it rains, you're used to it. So then when it's sunny out, it's like the most beautiful thing ever. It's like everyone's out walking, and you're like, "This is amazing," because you're just not used to it. So you take advantage of it.
Yeah, you enjoy it more. So one question is like, have you learned anything about yourself while in lockdown?
No, not really. Have I learned anything about myself? No, it's like, because I mentioned before, like it's not much is different than usual. I usually don't do too much when I come home. I really enjoy being alone because I'm around people so much on tour that it's nice to have the isolation. And sometimes my neighbor, I walked outside to do something. My neighbor's like, "Dude, like I haven't seen you in a month. I was making sure you're still alive." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still alive," because I wouldn't come out much. But I don't know. I'm trying to actually do stuff like knit things, knit rugs. I'm trying to play a lot of guitar, get interested. I've been learning some jazz. So just try to do stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm knitting a scarf, but I'm not really good at it.
I could do that.
Oh, sorry. Well, you can send me a scarf then.
There you go. Did you keep the little black kitten? Someone asked, "Did you keep the little black kitten?" No, I did not. It was too young. I just had it loaned to me from a shelter. This is I did a Hallelujah video.
Yeah.
And there was this cute video where my ex had dropped off a kitten for me. So the kitten was like really young. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks old. And it kind of smelled like beef and cheese, actually. It didn't smell nice. It was just funny. But I had to give it back right away. And then it got adopted. I asked, "Did anyone adopt it?" Like, yeah. So it's somewhere. The kitten is somewhere in Los Angeles, I'm assuming.
Someone is asking, did you ever decided on adopting a pet?
Yeah, you know what? My friend's been bothering me so badly. Like, get a dog, get a dog. And I actually wanted to foster a dog when I came home. And when the quarantine happened, I was kind of like, I'm just going to stay home. I don't know if I want to go out for any reason other than to get food or something. But now I'm kind of like feeling more like, we'll see when the touring starts. The problem is I feel like I would get attached to a pet and I would have a hard time giving it back.
Yeah.
So that's the only problem, is having to give it back and then not knowing what would happen to did. So, but if we're going to be home for a while, maybe I'll foster a pet for a few months and have a new animal.
Yeah, I guess that would be nice, especially because, like, you know, with like less people being able to move now, like all the pets in the rescue centers like are kind of like alone. They have less people taking them for walks and stuff. So yeah, but I understand like it's hard to then bring them back. Like when you have to go on tour and stuff, it would be like heartache.
I know. Well, there is a lot of no-kill shelters here in LA, which is nice, but it is the ones like the ASPCA and stuff where, unfortunately, I think they euthanize a lot of animals, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So someone is suggesting you and Motley Crue going on tour together. That would be the dream.
Motley Crue?
Yeah. How would you?
We did too. We've done a couple tours with Motley Crue. It was some of the best memories. Yeah, and then I heard they were doing another tour, and of course I'm like, how do we get on that? But it's more of a classic lineup, you know. It's a great lineup, so I get it. But yeah, I'd love to go back on tour with Motley Crue. Just fantastic.
If you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be?
Any artist? Man, that's a tough one. You know, it'd be really cool is to do something with Steven Tyler, just to be in a room with him, watching him compose something, because he's the crazy man. He's such a great. I read his book. I can't remember what the book's called, but he wrote this great autobiography, like, you know, about how his life, and it's really cool. It's interesting because he was a drummer when he started, so he's a very rhythmic guy. Even when he sings, it's very rhythmic. Steven Tyler would be a hoot. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, and it's so good live. I've seen them for their like final tour a few years ago, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, I've never seen Aerosmith live. It's one of those bands. It's on my list.
Who else is missing from your list of bands? Because I guess like especially when you play festivals and stuff, I guess you get a chance to see loads of other artists on the day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think I've seen Metallica the most. We got to play Download with Metallica, but there's some bands like I missed, like I'm a Canadian, so Rush. I've never seen Rush live, and I was kind of sad about that because they're done. They're retired, and the drummer passed away. So kind of sad I never got to see Rush live. But there's a ton. Like we've gotten to play with Iron Maiden, Slayer. There's a ton, man. But AC/DC. There you go. That's a big one. AC/DC. I've never listed. That's another bucket list band that I gotta see. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen them either. They're on my list as well.
Yeah.
Someone is asking the best band you've toured with.
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, best band technically, or best band, like, you know, Motley Crue was probably was so good. It was so fantastic, and the guys were all great too. Spent some time hanging with Mick and got to play his guitar, and his setup is just ridiculous. It's so loud. It's just like it shakes your whole body. So you just stand where he stands, and it's so that was some great times. But there's other bands like we've toured. They're just fantastic too. Like bands like that. Like we've toured a couple times. The band called Spirit Animal. They're really good. Just a lot of bands that maybe aren't the biggest band in the world that really watch me. Like, man, these guys are really good. So like Parlor Mob back in the day, I think they're from New Jersey. They're a great band. But there's quite a few. We just were talking with our buddies in Blackstone Cherry. You know those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a live session with them next week.
There you go. So we just did a thing with them on last week where we went on their Zoom, and there was like 8 of us all on the Zoom talking. And so yeah, that's another great band too, Blackstone.
Nice. So someone is asking, where's your favorite venue to perform?
I don't know. We played. We've gotten to play Wembley, which is pretty cool. We gotten to play Madison Square Garden, which is pretty cool. But favorite venue to play? I don't know if there's one. We've played so many. I'm not sure. For us, it's probably more about memories than it is like. I think, you know, back growing up in Vancouver, there's a famous venue there called the Commodore. It's an old ballroom where there's actually still balls in the floor, so the floor actually bounces. And we played there a gazillion times. But that was always like growing up. The first concert I ever saw was Ice-T was at the Commodore Ballroom. So there was a bunch of memories there. And of course, we went on to start playing there. And we just actually played a couple nights there in February. Yeah, end of February we played there. Or January 31st we played there, a CD release party. So that's it. That was one of those venues like, oh man, wouldn't it be great to play the Commodore or sell out the Commodore? So that's a cool little nostalgia for you.
So any discussion for a Zoom concert?
Yeah, the band's talked about it. We're trying to get something together, try to figure out how we can do it. I think the issue is that all four of us don't have the ability to like plug in and record and have like, we're not sure how that'll work out yet. I think it's me and Joe, the drummer, the only ones that have like recording stuff and can actually like play stuff and make it have it sound good. So we actually discussed that yesterday a little bit, but I think, you know, you're gonna see a lot more of that in the future. I've been doing a lot of acoustic stuff, sessions and stuff and performances, but yeah, it'd be nice to get, you know, maybe a couple of the other guys in there too and have more of a band thing rather than just me and acoustic guitar. So soon, I think. Yeah.
Nice. So what movie have you been watching during lockdown? Anything you've been watching on Netflix or, you know?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I just finished, there's a few. I just finished Homeland, the series, awesome. I finished the new season of Ozark, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul, I finished that new season of that.
Oh, so good. So good.
Everything's being finished. You know, want to know that I just started watching, which is like a total guilty pleasure, and the show is Crack Cocaine. It's a 90-Day Fiance. I'm not a big reality show fan. I don't really watch any reality show stuff. I just don't like it. But I started watching this new, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like 90-Day Fiance, and I started watching it, and you just can't turn it off. It's a drug. It's crazy. So that's my guilty obsession and
guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have all these different ones like 90 Days, The Other Way, and stuff. They're a drug. They're crazy.
And how about documentaries? Have you been watching anything like, I don't know, Tiger King? Have you seen like that? Because of all the
I watched Tiger King. You know, what's crazy is that my sister's actually been, I guess one of the episodes there was they talked about some drug kingpin that they based Scarface off of. My sister watched. She's like, "Oh yeah, I've been there. I've been to that guy's place." I'm like, "What?" I guess she had actually done a tour and went and saw the animals at this drug kingpin's compound at some point. I'm like, "Well, there you go." My God, yeah. That's pretty funny.
And do you game at all?
Yeah. I mean, I do a bunch of different gaming. So I play, what the heck is it called on my computer? I can't remember what it's called, but Elder Scrolls Online, which is pretty good. If you're ever into like Oblivion or, what's the other one that was on like PS4? Now they have an online version of it. So that, and then there's a couple games I'm playing. I just got, Far Cry 5. Started getting into that. I like open world stuff where you can just go and you can like fish if you want, or you can just go run around and like do whatever I love the open world stuff where you just go around and forever for hours driving an ATV or something. I love that stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, when I was playing GTA, Skyrim is great, but yeah, for example, when I was playing GTA, I never like actually did the mission. I was just going around stealing cars.
GTA is another good one. Joe, our drummer, he's into the latest GTA, and I have to get into that because I used to love the old ones. There's San Andreas and some of the old, so good.
The one from the top, like where you were seeing everything from the top.
Yeah, Some of the old school ones are so good.
Yeah.
What was the one that was all in
Cool.
Miami?
Oh, sorry. A bit of
I can't remember the
problems with
GTA that had was all done in like it was like Miami Vice. It was all 80s. I can't remember what that one was called. That was a really good one. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, so many good games. Do you ever
Yeah.
game when you're on tour as well, or?
Yeah. So when we're on the road, we play pretty much just play one game, and it's just NHL. It's just hockey.
Mm.
So we just will create a team, pick it. We'll just pick a team randomly and be like, okay, we're the Anaheim Ducks, or we're the Columbus Blue Jackets or something. And then we just like, we'll draft people and try to like steal players. Then we make like this super team. And then the four of us will actually play sometimes as it, like the four band members will play as a team. Sometimes we'll play before we go on stage. It's really cool.
Nice. I guess it's a nice way to offload, I guess.
Yeah, it's a nice team building exercise rather than like playing versus each other, and then we get all mad and
Yeah.
there's like this animosity. Yeah, it's nice to play because then if one of us gets like a great goal and someone sets them up, you know, makes the pass, it's like yes, you know, so it's good.
Nice. Do you want to pick one last question from the comments? I'll leave that.
Sure.
To you.
Yeah, I saw someone there said Vice City. That's what it is. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. That was a great one. Do you have a favorite hockey team? Yeah, I'm wearing that's not hockey. I live in LA, so I do follow the Kings, but I grew up in Vancouver, so I always will be a Vancouver Canucks fan. And you know what? They were doing really good this year. They were doing good, and then there's no more hockey,
Yeah.
so better luck next year. But yeah, they haven't been doing well recently, but I think they got a lot of good young players, so I think it's going to change. So I'm excited.
Nice. So thank you so much for your time. It's been so lovely talking to you, and hopefully we can do this like face to face when this is over and you're going to be touring and coming to London.
100%.
So yeah, cool. Can you just leave us with something like with a message for your UK fans and European fans?
Yeah, just stay positive out there, and I keep telling people, and I'll tell you guys, like everyone's gonna go back to normal. Everything's gonna be great, and we're gonna this will all be a faint memory, and there'll be live shows again. So we're gonna see you all real soon. Until then, yeah, stay safe.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, I'll be waiting for my scarf then.
That's right. As soon as I'm done my mom's Mother's Day gift.
Okay, in a few weeks, a month, 2 months.
It'll be a while. It's gonna be a while.
Okay, thank you so much, Tyler. Have a good day and stay safe. Bye.
You too. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.